Hi, I'm Sharon. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through the ABRSM theory grades. We're going to continue with the second part of the sample paper showing you the newly revised ABRSM grade 1 paper. This is the new look exam paper. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find access to some free PDF information sheets. They're available in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. All the information that you need to know can be found in this PDF document. There's also a page with links to all of my video tutorials where I work with you step by step through the music theory and practice workbook. And you can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory exam, and it's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to best make use of the time when you're actually in the exam room taking the exam paper. So if you visit sharonbill.com, it's all there for you. If you can give me a like, that'd be great, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more to come. And so let's crack on with the next part of this grade 1 sample paper. So make sure you've got a nice sharp pencil, an eraser and a ruler to hand, and here we are, let's get going. So question 6 asks us to name the key of each of these tonic triads as shown in the first answer. Now I hope that you've had a go of this yourself first. Do try and work these questions on your own first of all. It's always better to learn by your mistakes. But now I'll just work through this question and the following questions with you. Now it asks us to name the key, and there are 2 clues here that will give us what we need to know. The tonic triad, tonic is the musical term for the first, so it's 3 notes built upon the first note of the scale. So this bottom note here is our tonic or our key note. And so if we read this in treble clef F-A-C, we know that it must be C major. We also know that this must be C major because there's a key signature of nothing, no sharps or flats, and we know that the C major scale has no sharps or flats. So that's really 2 ways of achieving the correct answer. And so we're in treble clef again, and we've got a D, so we know that our key note or tonic is D, but we also know that D major has F sharps and C sharps, and so that's our second clue to tell us that we're in the key of D major. Now actually we've already answered this question. They've already given us this question because we know that C major has no sharps or flats. We're in the bass clef now though, so we can double check that. We know that it's all cows eat grass, so all cows, there's our key note C, and again we can tell that we're in C major. Next question. So here we are, we're in the bass clef, and so the bottom note, the bottom line is G, one below G is F, so we know that our key note or first or tonic is F, so we must be in F major. We also know that F major has B flats, and so that confirms we're in F major. We're in the treble clef here, so every good. Our key note is G, and we know we're in G major because we know that G major has 1 sharp, F sharps. There we go. And this last one, we've already done the thinking for it. We know that F major's got B flats. And then we can see in the treble clef, the space is spelled face, F-A-C-E. F is our key note or tonic, and so that confirms that we're in F major. Let's move on to question 7. Asks us to write the dynamics from a selection here in the correct order. We've got to go from the loudest to the quietest. And they've given us the first answer, so they've already started us off. We know that F is forte, which means loud, and when we double F or double P, it means extra, so this is like very loud. So we've gone from very loud, so that's gone. The next one down is going to be just plain old loud or forte. Then after that, we've got another loud here, but that's mezzo forte, which means moderately loud, literally half loud. So mezzo forte is the next one. Now then, we've got some quiet options here. So piano, P is quiet, so PP is going to be extra quiet, so that's the quietest. And then we've got mezzo piano, middle or half quiet, so moderately quiet. So this moderately quiet will be the next one. If we're coming down in step, then plain old piano, quiet, and then the quietest of all, pianissimo, which is very quiet. So this next question shows us the new look of the newly revised exam syllabus. And the exam papers now have all of these Italian terms and musical directions and performance directions as a multiple choice, which I don't think necessarily makes it easier, because sometimes you might have a vague idea what the answer is, and then something here could confuse you. So there's no alternative but to just keep on revising these. They give us the first one as an example to show us that we need to choose one of these options. So let's carry on. Adagio, if we just glance down, actually means slow. It's not gradually getting slower, that would be rallentando or ritardando. It has to be just slow, so don't get confused there. This sign here, you can see it's a direction about volume, and you can see it's gradually closing off the volume. It's a diminuendo sign, and it means gradually getting quieter. Be careful you tick the right one, not gradually getting quicker. At a quick glance, if you're not reading it carefully, you could check off the wrong one. So gradually getting quieter. Next one. So here we've got this little symbol here, and it's asking us what it means. Now the confusion can occur between whether it's a tie or a slur. A tie is a timing issue which joins note head to very next door exactly the same pitch note head, adding the two notes together. So it can't be a tie, it's a slur. Now a slur means smoothly joined together, legato. So it is a slur, but slur does not mean detached. That's a trick question there really. So make sure you read it all through thoroughly. Slur actually means perform smoothly, so it has to be this one here. Da capo is a repeat term, and so we need to just check which repeat it is. And da capo literally means to repeat from the beginning. This one here, repeat from the sign, will be dal segno, so don't be confused with that one. Here we go, last one, piano. We've already dealt with that in an earlier question. Piano just means quiet. There we go, and that's that one complete. So let's move on to the last page. And this last question is very like the questions in the general exercises, where we answer a series of questions referring back to this little extract of music given. So everything we need to answer will be referring to this little piece of music here. So let's see what the questions ask us. So, answer true or false to this statement. The note in bar 8 will sound the quietest. So let's see what happens in bar 8. So bar 8, here it is getting quieter little by little, but it's not at its quietest point until we get to bar 9. So actually, that's false. It's starting to get quieter, but it's not at its quietest point yet. A2 asks us to give the letter name of the highest note in the melody. So we just need to be careful to look which clef we're in. We're in treble clef. And now we need to glance through, and here this is our highest note. We know that it goes every good boy deserves football. F is the line, next door to F is G. And so that's that question answered. This melody is in the key of D major. Name the degree of the scale. So we're looking at the interval between the given note and D of the first note of the melody. So we're counting from D. So here is a D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a fifth. Just making sure to always count the given note, the D in this case is number 1. Nearly there. Give the number of a bar that contains all the notes of the tonic triad. Very kindly, they've reminded us that the key is D major. So we know that a tonic triad is made of the first, the third, and the fifth. So the first note of the scale is D. The third is F sharp, but your key signature will deal with the sharp, so just looking for F really. And then the fifth, G, is A. So we're looking for a bar that has both D, F and A. So let's glance through. It's got to have all of those notes. So although there's an A, nothing else is present. We've got an A and a D, not everything present until we get to bar 7. We've got D, A, F sharp. So they're all there in bar 7. Just got to keep looking until you find it. Number 5 of question A asks us, how many bars contain a dotted crotchet or a dotted quarter note? So we're looking for a crotchet with a dot, depending where it's placed. So let's just glance through how many bars have got that in it. So there's one there, and there's another one there, and that's it. So we've only got 2 bars. Okay, last question. Copy out the music. So you're going to get 10 marks here just for copying. And so it's so very important just to keep your eyes peeled. I always draw a pair of glasses. Just keep your eyes peeled. That's what my music teacher used to do on our orchestral scores. It's kind of stuck. So just look, keep your eyes peeled. So make sure you're at the correct part. Don't copy the wrong bit. We've got to go from the start of the melody, from the very beginning to the end of bar 6, exactly as it's written. Don't forget, we've got to look for clef, key signature, time signature, tempo marking, dynamics and all other details. Literally copy everything. They've conveniently placed the blank stave next to the bit that we're going to be copying, and I really recommend that you align your bar lines with theirs. That way you're not going to get lost. And you can keep a track of exactly where you are by aligning all of the notes. You're not going to miss anything that way. So we need clef, key signature, make sure you place that correctly, top line for the F sharp, third space up for the C sharp, time signature. This is where you need a really sharp pencil actually, otherwise it won't be neat. And it does say at the beginning of the paper, marks may be lost if it's not neat. If they can't absolutely tell what you're doing, you might risk losing some marks. So here's our tempo marking, adagio. And we might as well just put the dynamic P for piano there. Okay, I'm just going to do the note heads now, and then I'll do all the other details afterwards. You can do this in any order that you like, just so long as you get absolutely all the details in. From the very beginning to the end of bar 6, that's what they've asked for. Here we go, so that needs to be tied. Need some stems here, slur, stems, slur, same again, and all of that bar is slurred. And if you want to, there's nothing to prevent you even writing the bar numbers. If that helps you to not get lost, you could do that right at the very beginning if you prefer to. However, that marks the end of that paper. I do hope that's been helpful to you. Please do visit sharonbill.com. There's so much there to help you. If you can give me a like, that'd be really great. That'd be very encouraging to me. And please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more in store. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.